Thursday. Yes, I think it's been about a week since I've been on. I've got my tea. I've already boiled the kettle for anybody panics. Oh, we're slipping. So, and also before we get started, for all the people that say I shouldn't shave my hair, this is where we are at. So are we still saying don't shave the hair because I'm getting a bit desperate? Jesus. Right, so this week I have mainly, Monday to Wednesday, been partaking in a radical reseller experiment. Radical for me, in fact, it's probably, bizarrely, it's the opposite of radical if you did a normal 9 to 5 or rather a part-time job. Morning RJ, morning Rosie, morning Crispy. How is everybody? Did you survive the heat yesterday? It was roasting in my flat. Even like late at night with the window, I can't sleep with windows open because, apart from obviously people climbing in, I don't want spiders climbing in. So, but I have got my lovely linen sheet. So I just had my linen sheet last night. Morning. Oh, hello everybody. Oh, everybody's up. Twisted, Dawn, Jewel, Gary, Julie. Nice to see everybody. Did I say limelight? Limelight. So I'm going to talk about what I've been doing this week, this radical reseller experiment. Then I'll give you a little ailments update for those people that are interested. And then if you are interested at the end, I've got a haul, clothing haul. So if that's your bag, then stick around for the end or fast forward. Happy Thursday. So I say radical. Oh, never slurp of the tea. Because for people that work normal jobs, I have worked normal jobs. This is going to sound ridiculous, but I had a thought the other day, and I'm sure other people have thought this before. The thing is, most of us do reselling because, there's loads of reasons. Freedom being a large one, I would say, for most people. Freedom from the 9 to 5, freedom from being managed, freedom from bosses, freedom to do like with your time. And if you wake up and you're like, nah, not today, that's okay. You choose, and you have to put some time in another time, otherwise you won't have any money. Julie, we're dog sitting. They get up at 4:45. Oh my God, jeez-a-roo. These tablets, they're quite good actually in that I seem to be able to stay up later, but I can't get up in the morning, so I can't get up for the Saturday boot. Just can't get up. But anyway, let's stick to let's stick on track. If you know what I'm like, if I can. Yes, the reseller experiment. So this is what I was thinking the other day. What if I treated it like a 9 to 5? I'm sure lots of people have done this before. And I can tell you the first day I was like, nah, can't. 9 to 5, I can't even imagine right now. Although, the bizarre thing is, if we counted all the hours we work, obviously we work probably more than a 9 to 5 because we're always sending out offers. We're always, if you counted sourcing especially, which I guess most of us probably don't count that as work time because it's so enjoyable. But if you added all of that up, then, we do oodles of hours. However, I kind of mean sat at the desk listing kind of hours. And I thought, what if I did a 9 to 5 of that? And then first day I realised there's no way I can do that. And I thought, okay, part-time then, like part-time kind of office hours, and then hours on top to go sourcing, packaging, sending offers out, fanning around on the system, like all the time I'm on my phone sending offers or, twiddling things, answering queries, whatever. But the actual sat down at the desk, actually getting stuff online that people can see and actually buy. And so it's quite a small experiment, but I actually managed 5 hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And hang on, let me not lose the chat. Twisted, I've been applying for jobs, not going well. Frick, I'm sorry. Sorry that you've had to apply for jobs, and sorry it's not going well. I've been thinking about this. Mel, good morning. Good morning, Kim. Oh, Twisted, I do 9 to 3. What, actually sat at your desk listing? That must be so freaking productive. Because to be honest, and what I found easier about it is when, like, generally we're always concerned with, right, how many listings we're getting up. Right, I'm a 20 a day, I'm a 30 a day, I'm a 10 a day. And we focus on that and trying to get it done as quick as possible. And I don't think, it might, I was going to open the window, but actually it'll be so noisy then. It might focus me in one way of trying to get stuff done, but on the other hand, it stops me because I'm like, I've got to do this as quick as possible. So I'm just grabbing, the low-hanging fruit, the easy picked stuff that I can just quickly get up, and I ignore the harder stuff that's going to take longer or that I just don't fancy doing. But when you're like, well, I'm here, it doesn't, if I have to spend some time researching something, which I really enjoy, then it doesn't matter so much if you're like, well, I'm here anyway. It doesn't matter if this one takes longer because we're not under such a time limit. I'm getting to put different stuff on, and I'm actually properly going through the stock I've got, because obviously I've had the, Vinted taking 142 listings down, so I can't. I'm very, very. I think I left it alone entirely for a week, and this week I've put on 4 listings. I think I'm thinking, could I get away with 2 a day on there? Oh no, I did put clothes on, but I mean jewellery. I think I've put 4 bits of jewellery on this week and one sold straight away. So, sorry, where was I? Yeah, so this is me listing on pretty much on eBay. Let me have a look. Twisted, 9 to 3 every day. Oh, I'm a crafter too, so I've handmade stuff to make. Oh, fair enough. Mel, I do office hours 1.5 days a week, and it works for me. Oh yeah, you do, don't you? Because you've always been doing. You're very good at managing your time and I'm trying to think of the word now. What is it when you have like a calendar, like a program, I suppose, like you would for school? It's planned. Yeah, you're very good at planning. Well, I don't plan. I just, can you tell? I don't plan. I just go for it. Like I've never, have I ever done a stock take? I was about to do one when I got all my listings taken down from Vinted. I said, I'm going to do a stock take literally the week before it happened, days before. I got saved from the stock take. Dawn, very quiet for me at the moment. Hoping weekend will be busier as payday for many people. That's what I'm thinking. Is even yesterday, I had some sales, and that was on eBay. But I am thinking the people that would get paid at the end of the month are going to get paid tomorrow, aren't they? So, yeah, I'm hoping for everybody. Hello, Kaz. Yeah, nice to see you too. Mel, I also have a routine on those days, so I don't have to waste my brain making decisions, and I get less distracted because it's mostly autopilot now. Trouble is, do you get bored with it being autopilot though? I get bored really, really easily, and that's why I'm always changing things up always, oh, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that, oh no, I can't go on there, oh, I'm trying this, and you've seen it. I can't. I get so bored. I just, I've not found the answer to that. So, yeah, 5 hours. And the other interesting thing for me is Monday. So this is not even that many listings for 5 hours, but it was free, but it takes longer to list on. However, so this is interesting for me as well. Like we've said, if you've got a banging item, you don't need to do all those item specifics. You don't need to do 24 photos. So when I did the Startup Scale Up program with eBay, she had me doing 24 photos, all the item specifics, as much as I could, everything. And it took so long to get a listing up. I was probably making less sales than I am now. And I've got less listings up. And I made the decision. That's right. I was listening to Tom in Australia, who is going out with Mel back from burnout. People don't say that anymore, going out with, are they talking? I don't know what they are. They're doing something. Let's not ask too many details. Anyway, yeah, so he sells media, but he was saying they don't do all those item specifics. They're not necessary. And I thought, oh my God, this guy actually taught sense. They're not. And just do the required ones who, when they're searching for something, would go down all of those anyway? No one would they? And we would all cheer if eBay freaking simplified their item specifics, to something along the lines of vintage, which we all obviously love. So I'm not doing all of that. I'm doing literally the pictures that are required. So, if I'm putting a ring up, I'm, a few different angles of it, measurements, if it's got a big stone, the measurement of the stone, the weight, its size, that's it. Oh, and the hallmark. That's it. Because that's all you could want to know about a ring. You don't need 20 different angles of it, because that's ridiculous and it's not serving any purpose. And also, I'm realising from Vinted especially, people only seem to look at the first buggery picture, because I'm always saying, if you scroll forwards, you'll see a picture of, and the amount of times I have to say that. So, yeah, the way we are in our world, where we've got no time because we need to spend 5 hours on social media or whatever, we only want to look at one picture and for our main decision. Unless you're one of the people that wants to ask a million questions and then not buy, that's different. That's like their pastime. I can just catch the chat. Twisted, shall I open a folksy shop for my handmade makes? Fees are so much better. I'm slowly retiring both my Etsy shops. Wow, that's interesting, Twisted. Folksy, and good luck with that. That sounds great. Isn't that interesting that people are even backing away from Etsy now? It gets to a stage, isn't it, where you're like, I'm just fed up. You're not giving me, well, it's not them, but I'm not getting the sales for whatever reason. I've got to go elsewhere. Gets to a stage where you're just pushed out, or the fees are just too high, just can't do it anymore. Dawn, also the nice weather, people are out enjoying instead of being on the computer buying from us. I know. Naughty people out and enjoying themselves. I said to the parcel guy yesterday, I said, yeah, there wasn't much in the sack, because this always happens when the sun comes out. And also, given that we know, obviously it's England, and we've looked at the forecast and we're like, right, summer ends tomorrow. Quick. Get out there, shorts on, barbecues, like everyone's like, quick, summer, make the most. And so you can tell because they're not buying, and people or people aren't working, because the parcel, literally that sack is usually overflowing, and it's like that much room in it. You're like, God, it's so shocking. such a stark contrast. Julie, yes, people have been enjoying the hot weather. Yes, maybe we should be selling flip-flops. Mel, yes, that's me. I get bored by everything very quickly, which is why autopilot works well. I make mistakes on autopilot as well, though, because I'm not concentrating. I also listen to podcasts or watch something while I work. That's a good idea. I seem to need a bit more towards the end of my 5 hours. I don't think this is how part-time I can do it. I think that's going to be like a Monday to Wednesday thing, because I'm thinking I might go sourcing, but I need to chat about that as well. Sorry, this might be a long one. Mel, it's basically all the dull bits of the job. Oh, sorry, I've skipped. Oh, Babs, good morning. I'm here getting ready to go to post and open my shop. Lovely. Kaz, I wonder if the Bay puts your item higher up the view list if all the item specifics are on. I don't think so, or even if they do, I wasn't getting more sales when I was filling them all in. And like I said, and you're going to see when I tell you some other bits of info coming up, it's not about, if that were the case, then my stuff wouldn't be selling, because I'm not doing that. And it's selling. Mel, it's basically all the dull bits of the job condensed into an intensive day, so I don't procrastinate and stretch it all over the week like I do. I would set up my own shop so the fees are less, but I'd have to make the effort to market it, and I don't think I want to. Yeah, you have to. Then you become more of a marketing person, don't you? And that's not, the job we chose. Good morning, Pure Vintage. So, let's have a slab of this. So, the other thing I found interesting about my 3-5 hours was the amount I actually managed to get listed. On the first day was 36 items, which also you might go, frickin' heck, 5 hours, that's nothing. And that included finding the items, because I'm having to, all my stuff that was listed that got pulled down, I'm having to go through it and pick out stuff that I think is worth putting on eBay. The sun's starting to come, and it's different because it's got to be the juicier, it's got to be the higher profit stuff because of the fees. Even on a private account, I can't just wait for, when the 70% offer comes. I can't just list on those days. So I could end some stuff and relist and sell similar when the offer's on, but I need to be listing every day to get the stuff on and stuff selling. So I did panic, and for a couple of days, hang on, right now, so 36 the first day, the second day 26 items, the third day 20 items. Now I could throw 20 items up in an hour. So, but that took me 5 hours, and that's because I was having to search for it, clean it, check that this is stuff that's viable, I was making many more decisions about it rather than just grab 20 bits. There's no point in me listing stuff that I'm going to end up taking down at some point. So I'm listing stuff that I think has a good chance. And I think there's probably a problem, certainly with the way I source. Often when you've got a target of an amount to list a day, so then you've got that target for sourcing, you're grabbing stuff that's not 100% viable, that you're going to end up reducing, because how your best stuff goes first. Really, we should only be buying the best stuff. I know this is all stating bleeding obvious, and lots of people have said it before, but I have these revelations and I've just got to share them with you. So, and I said I'm going to be pickier, and if you see the clothing haul, it's not 100% picky, even though I said I was going to be pickier, because I get carried away sourcing, as we all know, and I guess I've been, even though the stuff I'm spending a lot on stock, I have been going with the more hooks in the water, stuck 'em high type strategy. And really, and I think I said this last time I was on, that I'm going to have to spend more time sourcing to get the stuff, the top-notch stuff. And I think that is how you can sell stuff on eBay. It's got to be. So let me look at what I've sold this week. So I'll have a look at my eBay solds. So I've got the vintage drama was it about 2 weeks ago? Must be, because I had 1 week of sheer panic. Let's go into my solds. So interestingly, because I said, I can't sell rings, I have sold 4 rings this week. So it's not that I can't sell rings, but they've got to be something somebody might be searching for, I guess. If I've just got a silver amber ring, although I did sell one of those, but that I promoted that. I think I did 2 quick bursts of promoting and then thought, no, what am I doing? Like, just, it's not making any difference. I'm not getting sales, switch it off now. So end the promotions. And so I did sell just like an amber ring, but the amount I got for it was less than I'd have ended up with on Vinted. So I'm like, well, that's not worth it then. It's not viable for eBay. It's got to be of the high value or more, something somebody might actually be searching for. So I've got my gorgeous Polish rings that I've sold one of those for £250. Paid less than a tenner each for those. So that was at the beginning. So obviously it's not all going to be, and I've got some more which have lots of watches. It's not all going to be stuff like that. I've sold a few bracelets. I've sold 1 job lot of rings of stuff that I literally, I put a few bangers in there and I did the calculations and then put loads of rings that just weren't selling individually, even on Vinted at low prices, and probably made a small profit or got my money back. That's fine. Sold an amazing Torque necklace for 50 quid. And then, an amber silver pendant. But so I'm comparing now with what I could have got on Vinted. And to be honest, a little pendant like that, I used to think if I put on at 12 and get 10. And it sold not promoted, and it sold for 12 plus shipping. And so it works out similar to Vinted. So I'm like, okay, that can work. Sold some gold studs, sold a gold locket. So you can see, I've dug out the gold when the last offer was on. And then, 4 rings this week. Now, are they UK hallmarks? 3 UK hallmarks and 1 just absolute banger, like modernist chunky ring. So it's the like cream of the crop stuff that I've got that's selling, and it's not promoted. I have not done 24 photos. I have not done all the item specifics, in fact hardly any, because I just haven't. I think I've gone the other way with like, this really doesn't matter. Made sure the title was spot on. I'm just going to, right, here's one. Okay, so this sold yesterday for, in fact, the buyer bought 2 rings off me, 1 for 40, 1 for 35. All right, let's have a look. How many photos did I do on this one that went for 40? 11, so reasonable amount, but not 24. And that was, as I said, round and the hallmark, the size, stuff that's actually freaking relevant. Right, let's just check the Chatola. Perhaps, I've ended it. I once I think when I first went back on there, I promoted and then wasn't getting any sales, so I ended it. And I like literally put it on for 24 hours because it was so quiet again. I thought try it, and I thought no, again, just ended it. So these, so how many were actually out of all of that? Now, all of those sales, 3 were caught up when I was promoting. So there you go, hardly any unpromoted. Pure Vintage, what's the plan? Sell some stuff, Pure Vintage, make some money. Mel, I list between 20 to 40 items every Monday, apart from May and June. May and June, depending on whether stock needs cleaning, testing, some things trigger a photo. Yeah, exactly. So I'm doing all of that within that time because I just get too bored. Oh, thanks, Mel. Is your postage price covering post, packaging, printing, labels, etc.? I see a lot of sellers now charging $3.99. I need to look at it again because I would hope so, but honestly, I need to review it because so I do everything. If it's going tracked 48 Royal Mail, everything goes tracked. And with eBay, everything's tracked Royal Mail 48. Large letter, it's $2.70 for that. It's 20 odd pence for the padded envelope, and then the fees. And I'm charging £3.50. So I probably need to check, but so if they're taking about 20%, yeah, it might be just under, to be honest. And the bizarre thing is, I've noticed on people's like detailed feedbacks, including mine, people are never happy with how much unless it's free postage, they're never happy with your postage. If you look at people's detailed feedbacks, it's always like 5-star on everything and then 4.9 or 4.8 or something for postage. They always think it's too high because they don't know about the other costs and the fact that eBay charges fees on the postage. So I guess partly I don't mind if that's a little bit under because I want people to buy from me. But the other thing is that I noticed, so who was talking about it? Hanley, she sells car parts, was talking about there was a seller update a week ago or something on the eBay. You can go in and read it. And it was talking about was it saying about how we need to adapt how e-commerce is at the moment and keeping up to date? And they were basically saying offer free postage, 1-day shipping. Can't remember the other thing. And I've tried the free postage before and thought it's not making any difference. But I feel like even though you can try and charge for it, I still felt like I was more out of pocket. And I follow another jeweler closely, Stork. They've got free postage. They do very well, but they list more than me as well. And they've got a bigger shop and they've been at it longer on their account. Yeah, I do look at them for pricing. Yes, I haven't made up my mind on that, whether it's just another thing that eBay are putting out. And I don't trust them with everything, and I don't think they're right. I don't think you need 24 photos. I don't think you need all those item specifics. But then, I'm not the most successful person on eBay, so maybe I'm talking balls. However, for me personally, I can see, I got sales. But this stuff is good stuff. And if I think about the amount of money I've spent on stuff that is not this top-notch stuff, it doesn't bear thinking about. And I wonder, because we all get to a stage where the trouble is you don't always know what's going to sell. You've just got to make an educated guess. And I feel like me certainly, but a lot of people, because you end up having to put things in sale, we overbuy because we feel we need numbers. If you're outsourcing, you don't want to come back with nothing. And so I'm seeing that with trying to, so I thought, well, if I do the 5 hours again today, what the heck am I going to list? I've got loads of stock down there, but it's not stuff I want to put on there. So I'm drip feeding. Literally, I've put I think 4 bits of jewellery on V this week. 1 ring sold straight away, and there's a lot of watches, obviously, because it's vintage. On the other 3 bits, it was 4 bits. Yeah, I think we waste a lot of money. I waste a lot of money. Good morning, phone Simon. Twisted, my eBay 30-day total is 1635. Got a live. Don't have a load on, but I might experiment with doing sell similar and promote and see what happens. Oh, definitely. I mean, even eBay say do. I think what did she used to say? Was it once every? Well, if you're paying for listings and you've got the listings free, I'd do it as often as you can and sell similar. Because I used to get sales from that, because you've got that initial top of the page boost. I would do that before promoting. Thank you for the compliment on my t-shirt. Yes, my 50p Terminator t-shirt. Julie, my bear is on holiday mode now and I'm selling. Oh, a lot of people say that and you're like, what the heck is that about? Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be an odd thing, actually, because I feel like, see, unless Vinted Pro pops up pretty quickly, I've got a lot of stock that I don't think is viable for eBay. I don't know. I don't want to lose money on it. Oh, it's really tricky, but it's not viable. And that's what I've got to remember when I'm out and about, getting all giddy because I'm buying stuff and I'm getting a dopamine hit from buying stuff. Twisted, I have 358 items on V and they keep asking me to list more and to make more money. Oh God, they keep sending me those love notes as well. And I even brought that up. I messaged them and said, you keep sending me stuff saying list more, so I did, but they weren't interested. So I'm trying. I put obviously a load of clothes on when I thought, right, I'm gonna have to do clothes, and I can't just do clothes. I will do, but the interesting thing about so I'll show you. Yeah, where should we go? Yeah, I'm going to show you my clothing haul. But the only out of that clothing haul, the first one that I showed you, I didn't get that much. But the stuff that sold was the M&M stuff. Sold immediately, and then everything else just sat, which again, obviously the best stuff went, and then I'm left with stuff where I've spent money on it and I'm not getting my money back and it's just sat there. So that's what I've got to think about when I'm outsourcing. Right. Oh, let's go and sit down a minute. Oh God, I am roasto. Yeah, I'll give you a quick ailments update. Switch off now if you want to. Then I'm going to do a haul. Oh my God, I just don't know where to put myself. It's warm everywhere. Yes, it's trying to work out with Vinted how much I can get away with on the jewellery front. I had that processing button when I was listing one the other day and I thought, oh my God, here we go. Because I want to keep my account and I'm still hopeful for Pro coming at some point, and then, oh, that would be brilliant again. So, quick ailments update. The tablets I'm taking, the venlafaxine, doctors just said, right, let's double the dose. Right, emergency, get the pads out. Get the electric pads out. Yes, we're doubling the dose, and so fingers crossed I can get out of this kind of misery rut that I'm in. Misery rut. I feel like I need an injection to get out of it, really, and then, to be honest, this is a proper chat actually for people that are interested in this. I'm going to talk about perimenopause, so feel free to leave if you don't want to listen to this. Kim, when I buy in charity shops, I take the time to look at solds to make sure there are more solds than actives on the item and not buy if that's not the case. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I went a bit wrong with, to be honest, with the clothing. So I did ask people for what the latest bolos are, so I'm out of touch, and it's a lot of the same brands still that are worth picking up and a lot of the same brands still that are not worth picking up, and some that sometimes when brands go out of fashion, it's hard to let go of them. And I bought some, I'd say Sahara's one. I really, to be honest, just stopped buying it. And unless you got it like for £1 of the boot, I can't be spending £9-10 on a Sahara dress that doesn't sell, which I've done twice. And that's the other thing with sourcing. I know that Tech and Sports said about, he does something on different in the US. He does talk about look at your area and what you can get in your area, but it applies from the point of view that, so I'm near some wealthy areas, and as a result, everything's more expensive in charity shops. However, there is also the chance of getting some of those expensive brands, paying up for them. So maybe I'm thinking maybe I take that to my advantage and stop buying the other stuff and only buy those bigger brands that are going to turn over quickly. When I see them, it's just there's not enough of them. Why not open a second V? I don't think you can do that. Twisted. I think it's against their regulations as well, and you can't. It said something like you can't open one saying it's for a family member either. And have both the girls got vinted accounts? Connie certainly got one. Don't know if Maud does. She might not. They probably have to be 16 or something. I know lots probably aren't, but you know. Yeah, so Connie's got one, but then it would be tied to her phone number, wouldn't it? Oh, hang on, would it? Oh, I wonder if I could log into her account and plop some stuff on there. She might start spending it. I don't want to do anything that's going to get me a full ban though. And I know that they can check on that. I might look into that. Salaried people working in charity shops seem, I don't know, strange, pressured into profit. A mercenary. Yeah, they have quite tough targets, the managers in charity shops for sure. Yeah, especially the chains. Let's have a slab of this. Oh yeah, so also, yeah, perimenopause. So I had a long chat with the doctor yesterday. She must have thoroughly enjoyed. So obviously I've been trying to get myself out of this depressed rut that I'm in. And I said, can it be to do with the perimenopause? I said, I've always had depression, but it's why is it so long and so particularly bad? And could it be because of that? But she couldn't say. She said it could be, but I said, so I'm sort of pinning my hopes on if I get to, well, if I get to menopause one day, will it get better? Please say it's going to get better. But she couldn't say. And the other thing is, so I don't know if I said, off now, see you later, John. So with these, so the doctors keep saying, alcohol is a depressant. Yes, I know it's a depressant, but it relaxes me and it distances me from, it stops me thinking for a bit. And that's like a break from it all. However, because these new tablets so I seem to get a boost, not long into tablets, where I think I get overexcited because I'm like, oh, I feel calmer. And then oh, this is going to be great then. And I think I put too much into it, and then it levels off and then it goes back to normal. So that, which is why we're doubling the dose, because it might be the dose isn't, hopefully this is going to work for me, but it's, I know after a while you have to change them anyway, because I don't know, I think your body sort of adjusts for them or something, in the hope that it's just the dose and that it is going to be a tablet for a while that will work. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they keep saying, it's depressing. And so I thought, oh my God, what if, because I do have a drink every night, like at least a glass of wine, and then more if I'm with friends, obviously a lot more. And I thought, I've got to give it a proper go. What if this is cancelling out the good effects of the tablet, that it's pointless? And I spoke to her a lot about that, and she said exactly that it's cancelling out, it basically, it's a depressant, you're cancelling out the antidepressant. And so I said, right, I haven't had a drink. Yesterday it was 9, so I hadn't had a drink for 9 days, now it's 10 days. And I said, and I've hated it, because I'm used to, I said, I know it's probably partly habit, but I'm used to it. It's a certain time, 5 o'clock, where I'm like, right, any time from now, have a nice glass of wine, maybe some little nuts, and relax, and I love it. So maybe I need to get something else I can have at that time to substitute that. Maybe it's like, right, it's cream egg time. Although, I mean, sugar spikes and that as well. So I can't give everything up, I just can't do it. And the other thing with these tablets anyway is I can't binge drink on them. I have 2 drinks and I feel sick. So I said to her, about that. And I said, well, look, what, could I have any drinks? Could I have, even like 1 glass of wine a day? Could I have that? And she said, no, I wouldn't advise that. Oh, fuck, man. 1 glass of wine a day. I said, would that, be having a bad effect on it? Yes, it would. I was like, and so, do you know what? This is doctor's orders. I cannot believe this. I'm allowed 2 glasses of wine a week. Not a night, a week. Oh my effing word. I was like, a week. She was deadly serious. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I think I'm gonna save them. Yeah, I better save them for the weekend, because so that's what I'm gonna do, 2 glasses of wine a week. I even bought, and it's still unopened in the fridge, a bottle of No Secco. Oh, I'll tell you what else is absolutely disgusting. 0% gin is the same price as normal gin. What? I beg your pardon? Yeah. And I said to the guy in Waitrose, he was like, oh, there's a massive array here. Is there anything that you prefer? I said, well, I'd prefer booze, but, I've got this, haven't I? So I'm making the best of it. And he just laughed and thought, right, I'm getting out of there. That's ridiculous. You're charging me for the no alcohol. Yeah, it's all wrong. Have I tried therapy alongside medication? Yeah, I had the talking therapies on the NHS donkeys years ago, when I grabbed hold of the poor therapist and said, does anybody else feel like this? There's no reason for me to feel like this. Everything's, on paper, everything's great. Does anyone else feel like this? Like, it's not right. And he's like, yes, other people feel like this. I was like, oh, okay. It's not just me. But it was I found it really superficial. I said that too, because obviously every new doctor that I speak to suggests talking therapies again. I said, well, I've had it. And I said, it felt so superficial. I said, because when you've had lifelong depression, for me, I've read so many self-help books. I read everything on it, tips and hints and tricks, and like, oh, this 5 ways to help depression, or right, this book, read this book. And I said, I knew most of it, because it's all stuff that what's the worst that can happen? Like, it would start like a scenario of like, right, here's a case study of John and Judy. And at the start of it, I'd read the first paragraph and go, right, I know where this is ending and what the point of it's going to be at the end, because I'm not stupid and I've read all this stuff. I said it was just so superficial. And she said, yeah, it doesn't sound like. And then she was talking about mindfulness. I thought, yeah, doctor gave me a CD once on mindfulness. And I said I wanted to throw it across the room because it was like, that at the top of your head, it was so slow. I said I wanted to fast forward it and get to the toes. I said, he said, it doesn't sound like it's for you. I said, no, it's not for me. So, and then I did do some sessions, some paid for sessions, bloody expensive, which I did learn some stuff from. But now, knowing more about the way I work, it was possibly not. It kind of, it was things like, I can see why it's not a good idea to get angry or lose my temper. I can see why, and that doesn't help me reach my goals, but it doesn't stop it from happening. So I feel like some really shit hot therapy would be brilliant, but shit hot therapy is shit hot expensive. So maybe one day. Am I still going for a daily walk? Yeah, I mean, I was losing my shit on Saturday morning. I thought, right, get out, go for a walk now. And I went off, and it didn't solve it. I'm also, so I said, to the doctor, I said, I'm doing the things, I'm getting exercise. I said, when I had really like, what's the point thoughts when I called to make an appointment last week, I said I was cycling at the time. I was cycling, and that's when I was getting these thoughts. I was exercising at the time. Like, I know, and obviously it's been roasting, and I love the sun, but it is actually, it's so hot. But I've like made sure, as well as like if I'm walking somewhere or whatever, I'm like, right, yard, exercise yard now, yeah. So my yard, which I have to leave the building to get into, hour in the yard, in the vitamin D area. Oh, good morning, Lex. Have you tried CBD drinks like Trip? Yes, I had a whole, I got into those with the Waitrose meal deals. I ordered a whole, do you find they relax you at all? I mean, they're quite nice. They're quite nice flavours, but I don't know if they do anything. Well, maybe have one of those at 5 o'clock instead of a wine. Yeah, I do like flavoured drinks. Mel, some of what you're describing sounds like ADHD. Yeah, well, I have, we have put forms in. The doctor gave me ADHD assessment forms, which have gone off. But, we know that could be years waiting list. But yes, this is what I've been reading so much about when somebody said it to me and I had no idea. And yeah, so many things on the like ADHD traits that are me. Shitloads. Do you have a hobby to focus on? Reselling. So I get those Wentworths as well, and I've always got those on the go because I try to stop the boredom. The boredom is, you will have seen it over the years with me. I throw myself into stuff, but if I get bored, that's when trouble starts, because trouble starts. Let's just leave it at that. I've had slight improvement with vitamin D, high dose, and magnesium. So I've stopped the vitamin D because obviously it's the summer, so you don't need it then as well, do you? I think you need a punch bag and avoid screaming too. Yes. Yeah. Married, Teresa, I think you need to speak to Faye about diagnosis if you haven't already. Oh, okay. No, I haven't already. Do you know what though? Yeah. I suppose we're just more aware now, aren't we? It just seems like, and I know also neurodivergent people are attracted to other neurodivergent people, which often explains why you think, well, it seems to be a lot of neurodivergent people around these days. Well, or is it that it's all your friends? Oh, yeah, it could be that. For ADHD and speeding up diagnosis. Because I feel like also I wouldn't want to waste money if I had it on, I would want somebody who's looking at the right type of therapy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, right, so that's the ailments update. I'm going to do a haul. God, my tea's gone cold. I'm going to do a haul. So this was last week before I did my hardcore work sessions, Monday to Wednesday. Stick your hair. All of that. Rosie, I would second the vitamin D and definitely the magnesium. So I have a general vitamin. And they did do blood tests, well, 2 lots recently, to check levels of everything, and there was nothing concerning. I mean, obviously it came up, well, she's fucked up. But apart from that, it was all fine. But get the ones without filters, although not cheap. Fillers. Is that fillers? Shelley Jo, worth looking into, but just spat my computer then. But yes, as we age, we do need to supplement it. I've just realised I'm highly sensitive. Yeah, explains a lot. It's also neurodivergent. Yeah. Yeah, I was always being told I was too sensitive growing up. Right. Haul. So, in this haul that I got, this was mad because it was a local shop. And I thought I'd just pop in. And I found something. I thought, oh, that's all right. Because I was actually at the stage of thinking of asking the manager, because she always chats to me, say, do you hive off decent brands? Does it go online or anything? Because it's near a Waitrose. It's near a car park for Waitrose. I never see decent brands in there. It's, there's a wealthy area. So where are these decent brands going? And then I found half decent brand. I was like, oh, okay. So I went through the entire shop and got this lot. Only 2 things have sold so far. One, and this is where I have to learn my freaking lesson over and over and over again. Every time I go back to clothing, I have to learn my lessons again. And it's partly because you see someone sell something of that brand and you go, oh, that was good money, but you don't know if they've got 20 of that brand and they've only sold 1. So yes, I did buy a Hush dress, it had a star print on it. I found it was called a Kensington. I found out the name of it. But then I found it was weird. It was in all like good condition, and yet at the top of the back of the waist, it was a bit slightly worn. I don't know. Maybe don't know what she's been wearing, a belt or something. So I was like, oh. So I declared that, and then I just panicked and thought I've just got to get rid of it because I shouldn't have bought it. So I spent like £9 on that or something and sold it for about 17, I think. So I made a profit and quick. So that's good. But I'm like, right, no more Hush. Do not pick up more Hush because I just panicked with it. Julie, now I have cut back with alcohol. I feel a lot better. Oh God, I really miss a good blowout. Yam cream is also great once a day, and magnesium. Yam cream. What, do you rub that in or eat it? Sorry if my face is cut, if it's looking really light. Yam cream. That's interesting. Right, so here's my haul. So I've got my clothes, but I couldn't believe it. I also got a Wentworth for us, which is a 500 piecer. If anybody does puzzles, you'll appreciate this, but it's a 500 piecer Wentworth. Chuffed to bits. I don't even know. Powys Castle. So the thing is with these, it's National Trust, with these photograph ones, they never sell as well as the artwork ones, but 500 piece for $2.99, even because we want to do this, but even after that, I'll still make a profit. So well chuffed with that. Well frickin' chuffed. Right, let's go on the stool. Oh, Rosie, sucking that on the yam cream. Oh, lovely Wentworth, yeah. Don't sound like they used to, but yeah. So, yeah, so you can see where I got a bit carried away. I bought Laura Ashley, not vintage Laura Ashley. Oh, just Laura Ashley. But it was linen, and I went out looking, I thought, linen. Yeah, it's summer, it's hot, it's linen. And this is nice. This is like, you know, blue and white, lovely linen dress. So it's got freaking lovely big pockets. You know, that'll sell, won't it, in this weather? It's a size 16. You know, it's the average. No, it won't. So I must have, oh, hang on, let's get my tickets out. I'll tell you how much I paid. But it's on 20 quid on Vinted. A lovely big pockets linen Luashi dress. Why isn't that sold? Tell me. Talk to me. Right, where are my tickets? Oh, there we go. So I paid $7.99 for that. So also clothing people, tell me, have I just got that? Am I just barking up the wrong tree with 20 quid on that? Oh, hello everybody coming in. Hi Gary. So yeah, tell me, am I never going to get that? Do I just need to reduce it again? I had it on higher, but right. So this might have been the first thing I've spotted, and I was like, oh, okay, like it's silk. This is like the little you can wear as a belt, or you know, it's not got loops, but it's with it, so you can or you don't have to. Gorgeous silk dress. That would be so nice for a wedding. Will that sell? No. $9.99 I paid for that. I think it might be on at about 30 quid, and I'm sending out offers of like 25. Have I got it wrong? Like, yeah, clothing sellers tell me. And then, oh, you just wouldn't even believe. So small sizes, yeah, like size 6. But I thought, right, I usually I'm not even looking at small sizes. I thought, F it. Start at the beginning, look at the small sizes. And I saw this. I was like, oh my God, right, I'm going to have to, I was in the mindset of like, you have to touch every piece of clothing in the shop to find the stuff. Yeah, toast, like cotton like Capri type. The Capri? Yeah, they're probably, oh, I don't know, it's a size 6, isn't it? Well, that kind of tapered ankle style. 1, 2, 3, and haven't sold. And I paid $6.99 a pair. And so interestingly, so I had them up. I can't remember what I started them up. They've been on a week. Can't remember what I started them at, but they've gone down to about, did I put them down to 30? So I send out offers of 25 because not Lulabelle, Louisa Newington pre-loved, isn't she? Put a link yesterday. Toast, if you didn't know, are doing their own, they're buying back their clothes and they're doing reworn toast on their website. Like, I don't know who else is doing it in the UK, but there's a lot of brands doing it in the US. So they are selling their own, reworn toast. And they had cotton trousers in this size on their site for £25, I think. So I was like, aha, right, okay, if they're going to sell it that, then, got to sell it that. But it's, yeah, really interesting to have read that. Twisted do list to sell in a week. I list and leave, give it a year to sell. Oh my God, a year. Yeah, ideally 24 hours. I could leave jewellery a year because I'm not looking at it all the time, but clothing, my God, it's got to go. A week is no time at all. Oh my God, I'm just... Yeah, I mean, because it's summer, like that linen, Or like, no, it's toast, so it should just sell, shouldn't it? Right, so linen, trousers, Sahara, size medium. They haven't sold. I paid, was that on this shop? Oh no, that was somewhere. Have I already shown you those? That's not that shop, hang on. I might have shown you those before. Where did I get that from? Oh, maybe it was. Different tickets. £3.49 anyway. Don't know where I got that from. So this has sold, and this is an interesting thing to me. Zara's taken that stuff in as that. So Cynthia Rowley. So this is lovely as well. And again, so I picked it up because it was linen, partly because it was linen, boxy, lovely, blue and white print. Really nice top for this weather. Yeah, 100% linen. It's a medium. I looked up this brand. It's another one of those. Oh my God, like over £100 for a top like this. So there were tops on there. I think there were tops on there for like £200. It is a spenny brand. So, and yeah, the resale on Cynthia Rowley is, so maybe people that buy Cynthia Rowley only buy it new. Anyway, I sent out an offer. I said, what did I pay for this? The Cynthia, £5.49, and it was down to, so I will start quite high and then I would drop it really quickly if it's not getting watchers. £17, and I sent out an offer of 15, and the woman said, oh, I know it's cheeky and I know it's like only quibbling over a few pounds, but would you accept 12? And I kind of thought, well, if we're only quibbling over a few pounds, just pay the 15. And I always, when they do something like that, I look at what they're selling and what prices they've got. Sometimes you find out it's like a dealer buying from you. I've had that, which is fine as long as I'm getting my price. Or I'm like, well, what, you want £50 for whatever brand, but you won't pay, no. But so I just messaged her and said, oh, I've sent out a few offers. So yeah, no worries. I've sent out a few offers, so I'll come back to you tomorrow. And then she just bought it at 15 and said, oh, I didn't want to lose it. No, but it didn't flower, because that's good price. Anyway, so yeah, like a £9.50 profit on that. I'm happy with that. But out of all the things I bought, I sold the Hush and the Cynthia Rowley. Doesn't make sense to me. So save my favourite bit for the end. And then also a Gudrun. I just really honestly find this hard to sell. I used to love Gudrun Sheridan, size medium, boxy. It's got great pockets. Actually, I love this. Well, it's not really my colours, but it's got brilliant pockets, and it's, what's this made of? Linen and cotton. Gudrun Sheridan, and I paid £5.99 for that, and that's on at about £17-18. No. But this is my favourite, and I had this brand in a dress which I wore to my nephew's wedding. I don't know if you remember that tartan dress, and that's why I know the brand. Twisted, I'm going to discount my V clothes by a couple of pounds and see if I get some pieces moving. Yeah, I do that sometimes and I've also then put them back up, and then new people have come along and bought them. It's just, yeah. So this brand, Justine Tabac, extra small, British Isles. And I think it's this one that they use dead stock vintage fabric. This is a Liberty fabric. It's called something rose. Obviously, it's a rose. I've forgotten what it is. But it's dead stock Liberty fabric. It is freaking gorgeous. I might have to stick this one on for eBay, actually. I mean, actually, well, it'd be no fees there, because I can't let this go when they sell for great money on eBay. I only paid $7.99 for this, so they clearly didn't know this brand. I was chuffed to bits with this, but have got it on about 50 quid or something. Totally worth it. Just look at the gorgeousness. I won't let this one go cheap. Thanks, James. My Terminator shirt. Still, how do you display these to sell? Do you use a mannequin? No, lob it on the floor. I mean, these are all on V, and you don't want to be looking too professional on there. You don't want white backgrounds. And I've sold plenty with it on my rug. So I'm not worried about that. It's more, I mean, they've been on a week, and like somebody's just said, a week, like, I have no patience, as we know. Very nice, thank you. What brand was the dress? It's Justine Tabac. Yeah. Yeah, gorgeous. I wonder if it's the same person that donated the other dress that I bought by her. Yeah, so that's the haul I got from that day. I was well chuffed with it, but then the only two things I've sold are the Cynthia Rowley and the Hush, which I'm just so surprised about. Yeah, it's been a week. Is that me? Oh, is that me being too impatient? But things do go quickly on B. Okay. That was the other thing I was thinking about eBay, actually, was, and when I was listing stuff this week, I thought, don't get your knickers in a twist and then think I need to promote because you're not getting views or watches. Because we all know it must be that eBay is like a spotlight. So you get like a surge in sales and then nothing, because they can't show everybody all of the time. And it's your turn, you're gone. Right, now you need to wait. And so I did think, wait till it's your turn, when it's your spotlight, then you'll get your flurry, and then don't expect anything in between. I did tell myself that. So I was like, yeah, I do know that actually. And so I'm happy with that. But with V, it tends to be quick. Good morning. Oi. Sales at the unexpected. I was going to say Simon then. Peter, sorry. Oh gosh, I can't, sorry. Names getting to the front of my... Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm using this to try and control the phone, and nothing's happening. Yeah, wild yam cream. Oh, you put it on your skin. It regulates your hormones. I better check that it doesn't interact with the tablet I'm taking. Can't have... I hate that. And I had this with another tablet. Can't have blooming grapefruit and grapefruit juice, which I love. So bizarre. I'm like, that's a health thing, but it interacts, as does St. John's wort. You have to be careful with stuff, don't you? Don't know what happens. Yeah, so that's it. God, I'm roasting. I need to open the window. Morning, Pete, the pie man. Simon the pie man. Oh, I love pie. Yes, I like pie. I love pastry, actually. Grapefruit makes you vomit instantly, really. I love grapefruit. I just love strong tasting things. Right, let's wrap it up. That's been that's a big catch up, wasn't it? Yeah, so please do, if you're watching back, stick your comments down below. They don't need to be, you don't need to temper it, like whatever your comments are on my radical experiment of actually putting some hours in at the desk, my sourcing, any of it. It's all good advice for me. Grapefruit makes any drug 3 times stronger. What is it with grapefruits then? I love grapefruit. And I can't have them. That's bizarre, isn't it? Anyway, yes, right. Enjoy your day. Good luck with the sourcing, the sales, everything, life. Oh, I did reselling full-time as an experiment. I lasted 2 days. Well, I mean, it's not in our blood, really, is it? That's why we're doing this. grapefruit juice and painkillers not a good idea. This is all news to me. Why does everybody else know about grapefruits? And I was just like, what? It's a health thing. It's a fruit. Bizarre. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye, don't die.